All right. All right. Okay. Woof. Who do we got here? Filter. Hello, Alyssa. Hello, Tiago. Hi. Whew, it's cold. I'll tell you what, it is frigid. It is quite frigid out here. Yes, you guys do. You do get to see the birthday boy, Alyssa. I'm actually at my parents' house right now. And we're going to be making some over 100-year-old recipe cookies on stream. Hello, AMA Gaming. So that's what we're going to be doing. But at first, yes, it is his birthday, Tiago. Can you guys hear me? Just making sure you can hear me. So we'll be doing that. Right now, I am outside, so I can talk to you guys about a little bit about human beings and our ability to adapt to different environments. It is very cold. As you can see, there is snow everywhere. Okay, it is quite snowy today. Very snowy. Okay, very snowy. Yeah, Dad's birthday for sure. And so we're going to be making some speckalaches, which are German cookies that the recipe has been passed down in our family for over 100 years. So we'll make some of those. Yeah, right, Skittish Kitten. I'm sure it does, Skittish Kitten. Okay. So hello, folks, for everyone who's joining me. Thank you, AMA. Thank you. Okay, for everyone who's joining me, hello, welcome. I am outside at the moment. I'm at my parents' house because it's my father's birthday, and I'm going to be going back inside, and we're going to be making cookies together. And I'm going to be doing that on live stream. But in the meantime, I thought I'd go out back and just talk to you all a little bit about humans' ability to basically acclimatize to different environments. Okay, really, Alyssa? Today's supposed to be warmer, 40 for the... Really? Okay, today here it's like, oh God, I think it's supposed to feel like 7 degrees outside. It's pretty frigid, let's put it that way. Okay, it's pretty frigid. So anyway, but I thought I would take this lovely opportunity. I probably won't have a normal stream today. I mean, this will be, I guess, our normal stream because, I'm celebrating my dad's birthday, etc. So we're not going to have a Kahoot, unfortunately. But I thought I would do kind of a special stream here. Wait a couple more minutes, see who else comes in. Whew. It's always, hello, Jonas. Okay, Jesus gets some snow and now he's an Inuit. I know, basically, right? I'm actually going to talk about Inuits, Jonas. That's funny you say that. A lot of goddamn snow out here, right? A lot of snow. It's quite actually, it's not good packing snow. It hasn't started. For those who have ever lived in an environment that snows a lot, there's different kinds of snow, right? There is the light stuff that is fluffy and you can't really pack it very well, so it's not very fun. Then there is the stuff that's melted a little bit, and so it's more packable, and you can turn it into snowballs and you can turn it into snowmen. This stuff is still pretty fluffy. It's not going to be very useful for having fun with, but yeah, okay. It's snow. Oh, total. Me too, Jonas. I would totally buy some Inuit snow glasses. Okay, totally would. Is that so, AMA? Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure. I've also met other people on stream before who has never actually experienced snow. I get it. So, folks, that brings me to what we can talk about a bit here. Now, you'll notice I am moving back and forth a bit so I don't get too cold. You got to move around a bit. Luckily. Well, let's start it this way. So human beings are I love humans, right? You all know this, okay? Oh my God, I believe it's Skittish Kitten, right? Like, it's funny, Skittish Kitten. I know people who I feel like I live in a cold environment because, Midwest. But then I meet people who live like in real cold, like I bet if Doug were here, okay, well, both, Tiago. I love men and I love humans, okay? So anyway, human beings are very interesting creatures. We don't often think about this, you know. I spend a lot of time thinking about it just because I'm weird that way. If anyone's seen there's a show called Bones. It's about an anthropologist who solves criminal cases by examining the bones of people and things like that. I'm very much like her. Like sometimes I overly view human beings as animals, and I kind of like think of them like I'm a scientist or whatever. But anyway, interesting thing here. So human beings are very adaptable. There are two things you need to consider, right? Oh my God, right, Jonas, you got that. That's exactly true, Jonas, about a Tormund in the Wall. They actually get a lot right in that series about like staying alive in very harsh, cold temperatures. Okay, so human beings are very adaptable. You can look at the environment in two different ways. You could talk about macro environments, macro meaning big. So human beings are very adaptable in different macro environments. We can live in many different places on the planet, right? We can live in deserts. We can live in Arctic temperatures. We can live in temperate zones, all right? Tropical zones. We can live in a lot of places. Now, not all of us can live in those places immediately. Sometimes it takes some adaptation and things like that, but we can live in many different environments. Now, on the other hand, human beings have a very limited micro environment that we can live in. By micro environment, I mean what it means, like small environment, right? Like where you actually live, where you spend your time, a lot of your time, where you go to rest and relax, like inside of a house or a hut or wherever it may be. We're kind of limited in there. Our bodies need to maintain something called homeostasis, which is, balance. It needs to maintain balance. It needs to have a good temperature. Need to have water. Need to have food, obviously. Can't be exposed to the elements too much. So we have a very big range of macro environments we can survive in. But when it comes to micro environments, we're rather limited. And so why is it though that we have such a big range of macro environments we can live into? Well, number of reasons. One is we have big brains. That makes it kind of easy, right? We can adapt pretty easily to most macro environments because we can think. We can come up with ways to adapt almost instantaneously to a new environment, okay? We don't need, unlike a lot of other species of animal, we do not need to wait for years of evolution to take place before we're able to adapt to a new environment. We oftentimes can just think of a way to adapt to it, all right? Another way we adapt is actually biological and is actually physical, and that's called acclimatization. Now, there have been multiple studies on this, anthropologists, biologists, things like that. So if anyone, for example, if anyone here has ever been to a place that has a high altitude, like way high up altitude, an altitude way up in the mountains. Has anyone been there? Has anyone here been way up in the mountains? Okay. Anyone up here been up in the mountains? Because, very cold, right, AMA? Because if you live up in like a high altitude, what'll typically happen is you'll feel it's very hard to breathe. Okay. There you go. Welcome to chat here. Have you noticed, you live at 7,200 feet. When people come to where you live, do sometimes they have trouble breathing or have trouble sort of just breathing, right? Okay. Have you, fantastic, okay? Like when you go up very high in mountains, the air is thinner, right? It becomes harder to breathe because if you're not used to that sort of environment, your lungs struggle. You don't have, there's not as much oxygen up there. For a few days, you might feel like much more tired. You won't be able to breathe as well. There you go, altitude sickness, okay? But after you've been in that environment for a few days, and I don't really know how many days, I'd have to look it up, your body actually adapts to it. It starts producing more red blood cells, which allows it to collect more oxygen, transport more oxygen in your blood, okay? There you go, okay? Your body literally adapts on the spot biologically, and pretty soon you'll be just as able to survive in that environment as anyone else, okay? So our bodies can actually change pretty quickly in response to, there you go, Jonas, in response to changes in altitude. We also have evolved where our body shapes will change. So let me give you an example here. There have been multiple studies. People who have lived in for generations in hot environments typically are taller, or not necessarily taller, but they're thinner. They have less body fat. There's less hair on their bodies because, you want to be able to cool off quickly and things like that. You need more surface area in order to release heat so that you're not getting overheated. And of course, we could also look at skin color. Even though there is some genetic stuff that goes into skin color, like if you're from like Central Africa, wherever it may be, over generations, it's very beneficial to have dark skin because, hot sunlight is going to destroy folate in your blood. I think that's the right word for it, okay? And folate is important for childbirth and things like that. So you need dark skin. Your body will adapt. You will evolve over time through generations. But also in the short term, you'll typically be shorter. You'll typically be taller, thinner, in order to adapt to the heat. If you go to a cold climate and you live in a cold climate, yeah, totally, okay? If you live in a cold climate, your bodies will typically be fatter, like bigger, shorter, in order to save heat, right? So that you're actually able to keep heat in your bodies. So if you look at like the Inuit peoples, which Jonas mentioned earlier, they're relatively short. They are sort of bigger bodies. They live in very cold environments, okay? And that is a body's way of adapting to a different kind of environment. You also have people who live in cold environments typically have much more efficient, basically much more efficient metabolisms. You produce more heat from the food you eat. You're like your own little heater, okay? It's kind of cool. And then, of course, there's cultural adaptations. So like the Inuits eat a lot of meat, fish, things high in fat, stuff that'll keep you warm, all right? So there are different ways of adapting. They often say, by the way, that for example, a lot of runners, there's a lot of really good runners from Ethiopia. And yeah, it's a stereotype, I got to tell you. But a lot of folks in Ethiopia live in mountainous regions, okay? They have very big lung capacity because they're used to living in high up mountain environments. Their lungs get a larger lung capacity. They have more red blood cells in their bloodstreams to live up in higher places. It makes it really good for running, I gotta tell you, all right? They also tend to be thinner just because they live in a hot environment, so they can let off heat easier. Okay, human beings' bodies are very adaptable, okay? It is called, why are Norwegians tall? So that's a good question, Lalo. Like, we could debate this, but Norwegians are healthier than Americans, for example. There's other things that determine height. Height isn't as much of a big factor as like body shape. I know I kept saying height, but like thinness. It's like thinness and not thinness, okay? Being fat, okay? Bigger. Yeah, the Sherpas that go up to Everest. Yeah, massive lung capacities and things like that. And it's pretty cool how human beings' bodies can adapt pretty well. Now, that doesn't mean that, for example, an Inuit or a Sherpa would survive living out in the snow, right? Like I said, you have a certain microenvironment you need, but for limited times, they're very functional out in harsh environments. Now, I can give you an example here. My family, they absolutely do. Animals do get bigger in colder climates. Think of like polar bears, Jesus Christ, okay? You can also give another example to this. I am white. I don't know if you could tell, okay? My goddamn, Okay. Somali chant, but also people for, yeah, there you go, Jonas, about nomadic peoples, okay? You also have, and here's the thing, folks, also, like, when we talk about these things, to be clear, there's also, you know, the old dangerous ideology of eugenics. Like, this makes one group more superior than another, you know, crap like that. No, it doesn't. Okay, no, it doesn't. It's all a bunch of bullshit. There are some biological adaptations between people. Most of them are transferable, as in, like, different people can develop these adaptations. There's no inherent way to develop these adaptations. You see what I mean? And of course, in the end, everyone's human. It's just cool how adaptive we are, right? Okay, so I just wanted to add that as well. But another thing here, so like, you see how white I am? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm like a goddamn ghost. Like, you can barely tell the difference between me and the snow. Okay, I know I'm exaggerating, right? That's actually my family, like, our ancestry typically comes from like Germany, that area, up in Europe where there's less sunlight. And vitamin D is very important, right? You need vitamin D. And if you have dark skin and not much sunlight, it's going to be really hard for your body to collect vitamin D, right? Hello, AKAS. Hello. Hello, Matt Saigai. I just saw you here. Yeah, I am a bit red because I'm cold, right? That, by the way, you can see the red on my face. That is blood rushing to my face to keep my face warm, okay? Because it's cold. Yeah, there you go. Our pinky toes are going away. So another thing, so anyway, you can see how white I am. So that is an adaptation because we all come out of Africa. All human beings originally had dark skin. Now, don't tell the right wing that. I know they'll freak out. But, okay, I know I'm being a douche here, but, okay, we all used to have dark skin because we lived in a very hot place, sunlight. Over time, people who migrated into colder places, it was more biologically beneficial to not have dark skin because you need vitamin D. And if you have dark skin and there's not much sun, you're not going to get much vitamin D. Okay, so I know I really ought to move to Florida here, Alice, okay? But it's terrible because I will joke about this a lot, but you know, if I'm outside and it's sunny for like too long, I immediately get burned. I get burned pretty quickly. Like my face burns. I will break out in blisters. Okay, I am very bad in sunny environments because, but you know, I can adapt, right? I can adapt so I can wear sunscreen and things like that. But different traits that develop depending on environment can also be detrimental if you're in other environments, all right? There's also, yeah, okay. Stop with, oh, sorry, I'm reading what we got here. I haven't had a sweater. I believe it, Alice, I love that, okay. I wish I was in Florida, although admittedly, I actually kind of like cold temperatures because I'm kind of good for it, right? I also, by the way, folks, get hair on my body. Okay, I know I'm gross. I'm telling you personal shit, but that's good if you're in a cold environment, right? I often used to joke that I would, I like go into hibernation during winter because I get fat. Like I get hungrier and I start eating more and I gain weight because I feel like it's meant to be because I get more fat and I'm better in cold environments. Okay, you see what I mean? All right. No, I know, you're smart, I know, but there are different amounts of hair, right? Like, I get pretty thick hair, you know, I grow a beard pretty easily. That's sort of an acclimatization to colder climates. Not an acclimatization, but like a genetic thing from living in colder environments. So, okay. What was I going to say? But yeah, human beings are super interesting. How, like, we are very adaptable to different environments. We can live in very hot environments, very cold environments. No, there you go, Jonas, right? And I got to tell you, I know you're, okay. I know permanent fall or spring would be great, Alyssa, right? So, what was that? Oh, there's something else I was going to say, right? There's some other theories out there too, by the way. There is a disorder out there called SAD, or seasonal affective disorder. It is very, seasonal affective disorder, which kind of has an unfortunate name of SAD, right? it occurs. It's basically severe depression that happens when the weather changes. So especially if it becomes winter, some people will become very depressed, and they'll almost have an instinct to stay indoors, to keep keep cuddled up, kind of hide from the world. There are some theories amongst anthropologists that is an adaptation, okay? That it's sort of a way of going into hibernation during cold winter, during cold months. And it's sort of a holdover from earlier evolutionary forms, right? Like it's kind of beneficial to go into hibernation, to eat a lot, go into hibernation, although some people who have SAD don't eat enough. But you can imagine how that could be like a nice benefit, okay? That makes sense, okay? I'm also looking at the ground here and I'm seeing that there's deer tracks, things like that. I can even show you. There's been a lot of deer out here. A lot of deer going all over the place. Those are not footsteps, okay? Those are deer. We have a lot of deer that come back out here. Anyway. So anyway. Thanks, evolutionary biology, right? Right? Okay. So anyway, just some interesting thoughts about human adaptation to various kinds of environments, right? And like I feel pretty good. I've been outside. I've been having to move around, but I don't feel too cold. My hand is a bit cold, but other than that, I'll be fine, right? I'm gonna sit down here for a second. Oh, okay. Whew. There we go. Okay, let me see what comments we got here, folks. So for those who are coming in now, we're doing kind of a special stream today. Eventually, we're going to go inside here and we're going to make some Christmas cookies with my father. It's my father's birthday today. Okay. It's over. That's fair, Alice. That's fair. I know some people, you can get tired of the warm weather. I know I oftentimes want warm weather because I miss it. That's fair, Alice. I miss the anyway. So for those who've come in, my father is inside right now. We're going to go in eventually as soon as he's ready. And we're going to make some cookies for a 100-year-old plus year-old recipe. And we're only going to do the first part where we make the dough because then we have to let it sit overnight. But we'll do that here in a second. And then while we're doing that, we'll talk about the role of food in history. Because I'm at his and my mother's house at the moment. That's why I'm out here talking to all of you. So that's what we'll do here in a few moments. As soon as I get the news that I can do that. Okay. Who all do we got here? I know we got Jonas, we got Alice. Hello, Alice, Tiago, Burnjabi. Forgive me, Burnjabi. The temperature here, I think, is like, let me double check, folks. I believe. Okay. No, not in Celsius. I don't even know what it is in Celsius. Celsius is for barbarians, Tiago. I'm joking. You all know I'm joking. And if you guys don't mind, please like the stream if you haven't already. It'll help get more people in here. I got 2 likes so far. To help me get more people here. You'll also notice, like, it start producing more stuff out of your nose and things like that. Okay, so that's what we'll do. I had to wear 2 pairs of socks yesterday in the house. Oh, I don't blame you, Alyssa. I don't blame you at all. Okay, because yeah. Oh, Alice, I totally get it. Okay, I know, Tiago. Thank you. I know I like my coat too, Alice. But I do wish I was in Florida. That'd be nice. Well, maybe not in Florida, but somewhere warm. All right. So, all right, you guys. Oof. Let me just give me a moment here. Okay. Let me see here if we can get inside. No. Oh, well, that's the other thing too, folks. You can also acclimatize. Like if I were to stay out in the sun for not enough time, I may burn, but eventually I will get, I will start tanning, which is your body's way of acclimatizing to sunlight. There'll be more melanin in your skin, which will block more of the sun's rays. That's what tanning is. And by the way, there's a social sort of structural reason also for the obsession with tanning as a beauty standard. And I think I've mentioned that before. Hey, Big Braden. Hello, Big Braden. Big Braden, our Canadian friend, probably is very familiar with cold winters, okay? Oh my good. It felt like Jesus. I'm so sorry, Punjabi. Okay, it's not that bad here compared to a lot of places right now. Um, but okay, so another thing, folks, is tanning is sort of viewed as a beauty standard at this point. Um, a lot of people like to think tanning makes you more beautiful. There's a lot of wealthy people and such that tan, etc. And of course, there's a social reason for that. It's because wealthier people actually have time to be outside, right? There was this used to be the opposite. Like back in ancient Greece and places like that, the whiter you were or the less tan you were, the more beautiful you were considered. But then, and by the way, we're talking about like European-based cultures and things like that. Not obviously there's sort of a racial component to this too, but not this is amongst mainly white-skinned people, if that makes sense. Um, so wealthier people have time to be outside, right? Because after the Industrial Revolution, it was the poor who were always indoors and didn't have a chance to be outside because they're working in factories, because they're working in office buildings. And so suddenly the beauty standard changes that tan people are more beautiful, which kind of matches up with the people who are able to be outside more and get tan, right? Because the wealthy and the people who aren't working indoors as much are the ones who are able to do that. Anyway, so there's some strange things with beauty standards as well, and all in this crap. Okay. Um, all right, guys. All right. Let me see who we got here. Yes. Oh my God, I have Jonas. There's a big issue with that. People who get addicted to tanning. Okay, summer started in the southern hemisphere. Yeah, you're right. It did global. All right. All right. So how about this, folks? I'm gonna head back inside. We'll see if mainly so I don't freeze to death, but also we'll see if my father is ready for us to begin making some spekulachas, which are cookies that have been around for a very long time. Okay. Let's do a little trek, shall we? Trekking through the snow. Okay. Okay. Wir müssen Luft. All right. All right. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Nice little trek indoors. Nice little trek indoors. I take no responsibility for the state of the kitchen, okay? All right, let's see here. And by the way, it's my dad's birthday, so everyone should wish him happy birthday. Do it. No, I'm kidding. He won't know, but I'll tell him when you guys do say happy birthday if you do. All right. Yeah, no, you're right. It is. My beard does look redder. It's the contrast, I think, with the white. My beard like starts looking redder in winter. I don't know why, but it does. Because I do have red hair. Okay. Okay. You're right. I'm strolling. It's your ex's B-day. I'm so sorry, Big Brain, that you have to have those memories. All right. We'll go here. Hopefully, it was an amicable parting. All right. Oh, come on, Jonas. I mean, I am a heathen, but like, I eat them with tea. As a matter of fact, Jonas, I have a cup of tea waiting for me because I knew I'd want something warm, okay? Hello, Papa Daka. All right, let's see, guys. We're inside now. Oh my gosh, does he look immediately? Condensation. Here it is, my tea, Jonas. Look, tea, Earl Grey tea, okay? All right, give me a second here, folks. Give me a second here, folks. I'm gonna take off the coat now, you know? Yeah, we all need a cup of Earl Grey, don't we? We definitely need a cup of Earl Grey. It's the one thing about this coat. You know what I think is dumb about coats, like these kind of coats, is look, see these things? These things serve no purpose. Zero. None. There's a zipper, so you don't need those damn things. All right, there we go. Oof. Just making sure everything's set up so you can hear me, etc. All right, there we go. I know I should do it too. I actually do I do make it into a London fog. I put milk in it. What else do you add to make it a London fog? Any of the English folks in chat can probably tell me. Oh God. Oh, excuse me. Never done a live stream before while trying to take a coat off. Okay. Oh, all right. Let me put this on. All right, you guys. Ignore my hair. Make sure my dad has a microphone as well. All right, you guys. So, for those who are just coming in here, we are about to make some cookies that are very, very old in terms of the recipe, probably over 100 years old. You can actually see all right, let me see here. Lavender and vanilla. Oh, yes, I do sometimes add, I don't have lavender, but I do like that. All right. Here you go, Dad. Do you mind just clipping this on? It's his birthday. He's all right. So he's putting on the
furball.
The mic. Now let me make sure. Is it on? It looks like it's on. Okay. Talk, Dad. Go ahead and talk.
Okay. Hi. How you doing?
Can you guys hear him? Can you all hear him?
I hope not.
I think you all can hear him pretty well. Yeah. Happy. They're all saying happy birthday. Tiago's saying happy birthday. Alyssa's saying happy birthday. Thank you, AMA. AMA saying happy birthday. Victoria. Hello, Victoria. All right. So, guys, while he's they can hear you, so you can just. It's okay if it kind of flops down a bit.
Well, it fell off.
Oh, well, in that case, all right. Actually, you know, I need my glasses. Give me a second, Dad. So, guys, for those who are joining us, we're doing kind of a special stream today. It is my father's birthday, and I'm not going to be streaming. I'm not going to be doing my sort of regular stream today, but we are going to be doing kind of a fun stream, I guess you could say. Let me make sure I get my glasses now, folks. You know me, always losing everything. All right. So, what we're going to be doing. Okay. I know, right? Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you. So we are going to be, here's my dad. Would you tell us a bit about the recipe that we are doing today?
Okay. It's a German.
Look at how old this thing is, by the way. It was typed up on a typewriter from years ago by his mother. Okay, go ahead.
It's a German Christmas cookie called Spekulatius. And it's kind of like, I don't know, a little bit like shortbread, a little bit not like. But what it is, my great-grandmother, Teresa Trost, in Germany, made these. Now, I don't know if it goes before her, but she made them. My grandmother, when she came to the U.S. Right after World War I, she brought the knowledge with her. And when I say knowledge, it was because I guess my great-grandmother, her mom, my grandmother's name was Katerina Trost. And then when she got married, Katerina Trost Polizzi, she had to come up with this by memory because my great-grandmother would do it off in memory. You know,
Alyssa, we could probably post the a recipe, Alyssa, to Discord at some point if people are curious.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But she finally was able to get down the recipe. And then my mother made it, and so did her two sisters. My wife and I made it. And now my son and my daughter are making them. So they go back to the late 1800s at least.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is a spekulatius. Now, I will tell you, it's just like almost any type of cookie. You say a certain name, you think of maybe a certain type, a certain way it's made. A lot of cookies have their own little variations here and there, especially within a country. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have had spekulatius, different types from Germany, and I've only had one that tastes similar to this. All the others do, are spekulatius, but only one other similar to this. So if you're from Germany and you go, oh, that's not what I remember as spekulatius, it's a regional thing plus a family thing. Okay.
Okay.
And so we're going to make these cookies.
So what we're going to do, by the way, is we're only doing the first part because you have to let them basically sit overnight to kind of cool off before you cut them. So we're just going to be making the dough today and then cooling it. And then perhaps later we'll do a stream where we cut them and we show you all that part of it.
And the more specific reason why they've got to chill is because there's a lot of butter in them.
Yeah.
And if you try to handle it to make, you know, cookies with them, and we have all these different cookie cutters, Christmas cookie cutters, it doesn't work well. So you have to chill it.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, my mom is the one who typed these up for future generations.
Amazing. Yeah.
So,
okay. 1 second, Dad. I'm actually going to get a charger because my phone is about to die because God knows me.
I'm 71. I'm about to die.
Yeah. Always prepared, folks. Always prepared. Let me see here. I thought I had charged it fully, guys, but I didn't. Okay. Yeah, like a croissant, lots of butter. And, all right. Make sure this is charging while we're doing this. All right. So go ahead, Dad.
Okay.
Forgive me.
Now, I know in Europe, they weigh out things.
Oh, delicious. Anyway. Okay.
But in this case, it's actually, you know, cups and so forth. So when we do make these, we use this, and I've tried to transfer this, tried to figure out what a cup of, for instance, of flour is, because I'm also making bread. Use some Christmas stone, another German thing that my grandmother made. But I've tried to transfer it into weight.
Hey, Dolly boy. Sorry, Dad.
Into weight, and I'm having trouble with that. So I'm going to stick with this. The thing is, make sure it's not packed down, because then you got more flour than you need weight-wise and all that stuff. So just to let you know.
All right.
All right. So we got to start out with 1 cup of butter.
Ooh, that's a lot of butter.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of like almost like a shortbread. Yeah.
So folks, while he's doing that, some notes here on one of the things that's cool about knowing a lot of history, right? Is that sounds so self-aggrandizing, but like food is very important historically. And there's tons of like human cultural traits, evolutionary traits, tons of things that, hello, Victoria, by the way. Did I say hello, Victoria? Okay. Yeah, Sir Bartholomew. So food is super interesting, right? Like, for example, this recipe is sort of reflective of that. It has things like nutmeg in it, sugar. Just to show you here, like nutmeg, sugar, cream of tartar, and vanilla. These are all, none of these, most of those are not things that are native to Europe, right? Restrictions on butter hilarious. Okay, is it not halal, Jonas? Okay, to not have, do we need more butter? Okay, so like these are, but this is a reflective of history, right? Global European like expansion. By the way, I'm not saying that like eating these makes you like a colonialist or something, but it's just interesting. Like you can see the history of the world inside of food, right? All these spices, and by the way, a lot of like sugar, by the way, yeah, that was a big thing. That was important. One of the reasons that the slave trade became so popular was because people were obsessed with sugar. And I should point out that, for example, I'm not sorry. This sounds so Debbie Downer, the fact that I'm talking about this, but I'm not meaning to. But European food was super bland. I just got to be honest with you. Okay, yeah, European food was very bland. As a matter of fact, like before. This sounds gross too, like before like the era of the Crusades, for example, European food, very bland. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons why tea became so popular in the UK was because the water of the UK kind of had a sulfury smell and taste to it. And it was gross to drink. It just didn't taste very well. So tea became super popular, partially as a way to cover up the bad taste of the water in the UK. Okay?
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay. That's true, Matt Saigai, but it's gotten better. But you're right, Matt Saigai. And Matt, speaking of what Matt Saigai was saying here, it's bland. India, for example, have tons of spices and things like that, which is one of the reasons why it was such a valuable commodity to spice up a lot of the food. One of the reasons the Crusades happened was because of the desire for spices. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Dad.
I was saying the East Indies, which was known as the Spice Islands.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, because Europe didn't have most of these spices, they had herbs, but they didn't have the spices.
Mm-hmm.
When that was one of the things that the early explorers, colonial powers, would become colonial powers, were trying to do, because they were getting little tastes here and there of these spices through the spice trade overland into what at the time was called Constantinople,
Mm-hmm.
now Istanbul. And they would pick up some here and there, but
the elites mainly would be the ones who would get them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so what happened is that Europe wanted these things.
Yeah.
And so, and they were trying to get over there to get these things. And the Dutch from the Netherlands were one of the first ones to get there. And they established in Indonesia and some other places where these spices, grew naturally, was able to dominate that area. And they started the spice trade.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, believe this or not, these spices were wanted so badly in Europe that literally an ounce of cinnamon at one time was more expensive and more valuable than an ounce of gold in Western Europe.
I'm sorry, but isn't that funny, folks? Like, doesn't that show you how bland European food must have been? And by the way, I'm also American food. A lot of American food comes from like English staples. Okay. That it's so important that anyway, okay.
And a lot of the other immigrant groups that have since come.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But like a lot of the early stuff that was English derived was very bland.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I know, Tiago. I know. Not all European food, but
no, not all European food. Matter of fact, I have a student of mine actually got his hands on a European medieval cookbook and gave it to me. He thought I'd enjoy it, and I tried making some of the recipes out of it. Ones that the recipes that I kind of understood, because they were still using some of the arcane language, and I'm going, huh? And I couldn't find out what it meant.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Hello, Linus. Hello. Hello from Sweden.
So anyway, I tried several of those recipes, and believe it or not, they're fairly simple. Lots of herbs.
Hello, Darius.
And if there was sweetness to it, a little bit of honey. And we tried it. It was edible, but from back then, it was like, yeah. Oh, that's unique.
Well, I always say, Dad, because I lived in outside of Boston.
Yeah.
I didn't know Boston is a majority minority city, and after living in Boston, I very quickly started hating most kinds of foods unless it had lots of spice in them. Because I was so used to non-spiced food. And then I know I'm stereotyping here, folks, but all the different types of food in Boston, from different places around the world, was so much, I don't know, I just thought it was tastier.
And I got to tell you too, in the Netherlands, my son and I were there because he was doing some research and took me with him.
I did.
And my principal allowed me to go.
Yep.
But we ended up, one of the places we went to was in the Netherlands, and we went into a restaurant that first night. And we said, we want to try something that is truly Dutch, like Dutch food.
Oh, yeah, mustard soup? Was that what it was?
And what she said was, and she spoke perfect English, which is a whole nother story there that she told us about. And she said, well, there's not a whole lot of authentic Dutch food. A lot of our food is based on Indonesia.
Yep, that's for sure. That's so accurate.
They controlled that trade.
That is so accurate.
And so she said, about the only thing that I can really say that we have a soup called mustard soup. Says, and that's Dutch. And I said, okay, yes, I'll try it.
Yeah.
It was like eating a watered down jar of mustard.
Oh, gee, I remember
it was
that.
Warm, and
it cleared out your sinuses, right?
Sinuses. Yeah. I was sweating from eating it. And as my son said, you don't have to eat it, Dad. And I said, by God, I'm here in the Netherlands. This is one of their foods. I'm going to eat it. And I had since looked it up. And yeah, it is something that's there. It's just, there are various versions of them, but it's like, whoa.
That's super interesting. Oh, real fast, folks. Someone said to me, oh, yes, AMA has a question, Dad. So one of the folks here have a question. can I ask your dad a random question I thought of? What's your favorite country you visited? And what country that you haven't visited do you want to visit the most?
I'm going to sneeze.
In nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
I'm allergic to my son. Well, the several countries that we visited, I will admit, and I'm partial to it because of my grandmother, it would be Germany. If I look past their history, especially more recent history, I really enjoyed it there. It just, especially the little river valley where my grandmother was born and raised, called the R River Valley, just north of the Mosel. But if anybody in there is from Germany or is familiar with that area, and
Then Winterlinde, Dad, we have a German person in chat, Winterlinde, and she's celebrating. Hearing you say you wanted to, that's your favorite place to visit, yeah.
Yeah, I really.
Guten Tag, Winterlinde.
Yeah, wie geht's? Anyway, so I have to admit I'm partial to that. Now, I've never been to northern Germany, which is, from everything I've read, and it's going to be a little bit different culturally than middle and southern Germany. But what I visited there, the people were friendly as can be. I tried to speak some German. My son tried to speak German, and most Germans were just thrilled the fact that here are two Americans trying to speak my language. But most of them would then say, first of all, they'd ask us, "You from England?" No, ich bin nicht English.
Hello, Philomena.
And so, but we'd say American, and most of them would then say, especially the younger people.
Dad, real fast. Winterlinde says, "Gut geht's, danke." I am in the north. Come visit, she said.
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't been up there.
Right.
But anyway, so, and they would then, I speak English, so and they were just so helpful, and it was amazing.
Yeah. So where would you want to visit if that you haven't visited yet? Anywhere in the world.
God, I love.
Oops! Oh no! I just spilled my tea, folks. That's okay. It happens.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Get some. Thank you, Dad. Here's the what we said. If you were to visit one place, Dad, where would you visit?
Like I said, I really like to travel. So I'm going to have trouble choosing one place. But if somebody said to me right now, where would you like to visit if you could go for a week? I'd still have to think about it. I want to say Poland.
Poland?
Poland. The culture.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. Guys, it smells so good. It smells like buttery and vanilla-y. I don't even know if there's vanilla.
No, there isn't.
But it smells like vanilla. I don't know. Maybe because there's vanilla sitting out. That's why. But it smells so good.
But anyway, so
right.
Hang on. He's
just doing something real fast, folks. That's why he's not answering the question fully.
So I'd want to go there. It's unique. It's kind of partly Western European and mixed with Eastern European. I'd have to say Sicily.
Sicily, okay.
Now you may go, but Sicily is Italy. Well, my grandfather, being from Sicily, married my German grandmother. He would always say, "Don't say I'm Italian. Don't say I'm from Italy. I am from Sicily."
Yeah.
So I'd want to go there because of family. That
makes sense.
Big issue there.
For me, it's Japan. I really want to see Japan.
Oh yeah, there's other places I want to go to. I can speak more about regions of where I'd want to go. I really enjoyed France. I really enjoyed England. Problem is, but the only thing I saw in England was London. And not that London's a problem.
Yeah.
My wife and I went, and after my son and I had gone for research, and we did get outside to Stonehenge. But so I would love to see more of the UK. And I'm
Yeah.
saying UK, not England.
Oh,
partly
thank you,
because-
Alyssa. Thank you for the super chat. Alyssa says, "Happy birthday, Papa Revolt."
Oh, power. Okay.
Thank you.
Now,
Dolly boy, don't you dare. Okay.
so anyway, there's just so many places I'd love to go. It does. I just don't have time. Kind of like Sam's phone. You had to plug it into charger so it wouldn't die.
Yes.
I'm 71 now.
Oh, come on. Okay,
You know,
okay.
I'm trying to find a charger large enough for me.
Right.
The only thing I found so far is beer.
Yeah.
That charges me. But anyway, that's
yeah.
It's a difficult question. It's a difficult question.
Oh, I turned on the wrong one. I got it. There you go.
I got it.
I got it. There you go. All right. Yep.
It's just a difficult question. Yeah, and Eastern, you know, the Far East, I think would be pretty cool to see, especially Japan and places like that. But anyway, I'm 71. I don't have much time left to see a lot of places. So I'd have to be real picky and choosy, and also have to talk to my wife where she would like to go.
Of course.
And where she'd want to go is, I'll be honest, is where we'd go, because I want her to see.
Yes, of course.
Not that she is
right.
Nope, she's not that way. All right.
So another thing here too, folks, for those that are, wait, what is everyone saying here? We got second Dally's comment. Oh, okay. Well, I could make it if you would like to hold the phone, Dad, and videotape, I could make the stuff. But I think he likes making it. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something as I'm doing this, how important this is to me. And yes, we're going to make several.
We would love to visit. I know I would love to visit Oman. That'd be fantastic.
Oman?
My Oman life. Yeah.
Oh, I hear that.
I've heard there's a lot of good hospitality in Oman from what I've heard.
Yes.
Welcome to chat. Hello, Letitia, by the way. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, folks. You can send super chats if you'd like. I wouldn't mind it. Thank you for everyone who's donated already, and you may continue, Dad. Sorry.
We're going to make several batches over the next week, and this is our first batch. And I'll be honest, because although I never met her, my great-grandmother, possibly my great-great-grandmother, my grandmother, my mom, and now I made it, making it. I need to make them. As a matter of fact, and please, 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 I'm not asking for any pity. This happened a long time ago, but my mom.
No one here will give you pity. They're all a bunch of horrible people. So.
Oh, they're like my son.
Go ahead.
So anyway, my dad passed away in September. My mom passed away in December. Matter of fact, December 10th. And my brother, my only sibling, passed away in February.
Yeah.
But after my dad and my mom passed away, Christmas came, and the thing that really was cathartic for me to do is I made Christmas
Hello,
cookies.
Hiyori. Yeah, cool.
And it's when I say Christmas cookies, I was in here for several days in a row just pounding the Christmas cookies, thinking about my family that passed and the future. And so I like doing it this time of year.
Oh,
my son will do some batch too.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Since we're still here, folks, another thing about food, the importance of food and culture and things like that. One of the reasons we have such large brain capacity as a species is because of the invention of fire, or not the invention of fire, but the ability, we started learning how to use fire to cook food.
Especially proteins.
Yeah, what it did, folks, is it broke down, it made it easier to chew food. So which allowed our teeth to grow smaller over time. It allowed our teeth to grow smaller over time through evolution. And with that extra space in our heads from the reduced size of our mouths and our jaws, it gave more room for our brains to grow larger. So literally food and the cooking food is one of the reasons why we have larger brains and why we have smaller teeth. Food is super important in a lot of different ways for us. Culturally, it's very important. Like everything we do is like so many events are all based
families
around
together.
food. Yeah, everywhere around the world. We have people here. We have people here from all around the world, and I can guarantee you, probably in almost every one of those places, food is central to some aspect of the culture, right? Some kind of celebration, some kind of holiday. Food is super important in many ways. So now we're adding the vanilla to these cookies, to the batter here. And again, folks, for those who are just coming in here, we're doing sort of a special stream today. Oh, I love poutine, Big Braden.
You know what?
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. That I love Big Braden, who's from Canada, says. Yeah,
poutine.
We're known for maple syrup. Yeah.
Oh,
My dad loves poutine. I love poutine as well.
Get some ready. I'm coming.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, and guys, I just a note here, a note of positivity, I guess you could say. 1 second, I'm going to get some new. Could you grab me two? Sorry, forgive me. The 2 tea bags over there. They're underneath the coffee. That box. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. I can't. Damn phone. Okay. Thank you. He did not hear it as Putin. Okay.
What?
It's another thing here. What was I going to say? Oh, sorry, guys. I know I'm not doing good with the camera. I just need to get, because I spilled my other coffee a bit. I need to make some more coffee. What was I going to say here? I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. Oh, Letitia says, by the way, Letitia says, I lost my brother 17 years ago, and I find solace in cooking his favorites on his birthday during the holidays.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, folks, a kind of a positive note here, even though we live on this, it certainly seems right now that this world is a hellscape. Forgive me, I know my hand's in front of the camera. Food is one thing that no matter what economic system you live in, no matter what government you live under, food is something that unites all of us, right? Yeah, the way we produce it, the way we sell it, buy it is different, but like how you make food and things like that is a very human thing, right? I love food. I love cuisine. I love everything like that. It's one of those things where you can escape, right? It's one of those things that's very innocent. Okay, there's not much to it that is, you need food. It's not particularly politicized. Yeah, I mean, we can debate this, but you see what I mean? Love food. I believe it. Yeah, Big Braden. Yeah, you can find poutine in every restaurant. I believe it. Oh, I know, Big Braden. The whole English-French stuff.
Oh,
so,
yes.
Yeah. All right, so food's also important in that way. That's crazy. I didn't know that McDonald's had poutine in Canada. Another thing here, so food, again, being very important, as we've already mentioned, for history, imperialism, colonialism, even slavery has a lot of its origins in the desire for sweet things. We also talked about the cultural implications of it, the evolutionary implications of food. When it comes to global conflicts, food, big thing, right? Access to food. Access to certain kinds of food, access to good supplies of food. Another thing too is civilization. Literally setting it down. Oh, hello, NP Cleaner. I'll have to speak with my dad about that. We'll hopefully do another reaction video very soon. We have, right now we've been kind of busy just because of the holidays and shit, but we'll do something very soon. But thank you for asking. Do you have a suggestion on something you'd like us to react to, NP Cleaner? The face he gave me. He wasn't sure what I said. I think that's why he looked at me that way. Okay. So yeah. Oh, so food. Another thing about food, folks, is like civilization. Literally, for most of human history, we existed as hunter-gatherers. Sorry, I'm showing you what I'm doing briefly. We existed as hunter-gatherers, did we not? So we would literally wander around in bands collecting food from the environment. And as more and more people populated the earth, it became a lot harder to kind of wander from place to place because you'd run into other groups of people who already had taken food from an area. It would be very difficult. So we ended up settling down. In places where we could easily grow food, like river valleys, like the Nile, Mesopotamia, the Indus River Valley. Literally that creation of a new method of creating food completely changed how most humans lived. Hello, thank you very much, Matt Saigai. Dad, I'm supposed to ask him if you heard poutine as Putin. When I said poutine before, did you hear it as Putin?
No.
Okay, you notice how offended he is? Look at that face. He's enraged.
Now, okay.
Not a fan of Putin.
Now, hang on. Hang on. Whenever somebody says that name, I block it out. So you could have said it that way, and I just shut you down. You know?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Matt Saigai, you better stay away from any windows. I'm just saying. Stay away from any. Yeah, and tea. Stay away from windows and tea. I hope you all get that joke. Okay. Okay. All right. As a matter of fact, folks, my dad went to by himself. No one went with him. He went to some protests for the sake in support of Ukraine. So he's very much, yeah. Macy, they tried to block your message. That was funny. I allowed it through because it's funny.
What?
You know, Macy just said STFU Mithril. She was which just means shut the fuck up, but she wasn't talking to us. She was talking to someone in chat, but Macy was just being funny.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and be cleaner. I will take a look at that. Thank you for the recommendation. That's like the hardest part is trying to choose what video to react to. Look at him, like he's dancing. Shaking that booty. Look at that. Shaking that booty. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I'm being weird. Anyway. All right, guys. So, forgive me. I was reading something real fast. Okay. Well, okay. Hello, Comtown. So we are making what are called speculachas. Speculachas, which are a very old-fashioned form of German cookies. I can even show you the name of it here in a second. They're very tasty. This is only the first part, folks. So even though we're streaming, making these over 100 probably some plus year old cookie recipe, we're only doing the first part because we're going to need to let it cool, and then we'll do a second part probably in the next day or so, where I show us actually pounding it out and actually making the cookies after we have cooked them and stuff. Very delicious form of Christmas cookie. Right? It looks like he's reading from an old constitution. It does. Absolutely does.
We the cookies.
Yeah, we the cookies in order to establish a more perfect cookie. All right. Oh, I would love that, Matt Saigai. Love that. Okay, Macy, hilarious. Yeah, 2 cups of freedom. Exactly. You made my dad smile, Braden, big Braden. Yeah. Here we go. So now we're adding all-purpose flour. Have we already added the? Have we already added nutmeg?
Yep.
No. There's no chocolate in these cookies, Matt Saigai. I can promise you, though, they're quite delicious. Yeah, raspberry would be delicious.
Oh.
Yeah, raspberry would be delicious. My mother actually makes like fudge, and things like that. Maybe we'll also see that. She also makes like chocolate-covered marshmallows and chocolate-covered mint Oreos and things like that. Always around the holidays. Okay. And for those who don't celebrate the holidays, etc., there's also, oh my God, it's so good, Matt Saigai. Yeah, white chocolate raspberry fudge and cookies. You see my dad? Okay, very much loving that. I'll be right back, Dad. I'm just gonna quickly, so guys, in the United places that were sort of, I guess, established by Christian peoples, I guess you could say. Though it is celebrated in some places that are not. There's always the idea of the Christmas tree, which is sort of a tradition that goes back to the time, basically pagan pre-Christian times. And Christianity stole a lot from other people. Anyway, Not trying to be mean about that, but they did. My parents, of course, are Catholics. I'm an atheist. I'm not really practicing, but it still is very pretty, right? So I can show you here. We got a Christmas tree going. We got a Christmas tree here. You can see. Now this is an artificial Christmas tree for the sake of preventing allergies, right? But we've been hanging this stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the Christmas trees were kind of taken from pagans too, I believe. I think Mithril would be able to tell us that. I'm pretty sure it was. But this is the Christmas tree that they've set up with an angel at the top. Oh, forgive me, MP Klerner. Let me take a look here. Hey, MP Klerner. So MP Klerner says, I am from India. I will be coming to the US in 2028 for my PhD in electrical engineering. But I'm kind of scared of recent racist attacks on South Asians, rise of neo-Nazis. MP Klerner, as a gay man who lives in the United States, I understand that, okay? Now I am white, so I don't necessarily have to worry about that directly affecting me because I can fake it, okay? I can talk about sports or something and I'll be fine. That's a joke. But I totally get that. I will say it is less common than it appears, and it happens in certain communities more than others. So there are certain parts of the United States that are much safer. And again, although there have been attacks and stuff, it is, and the other Americans in here can verify this for me. Like it's not like a common, always happening occurrence. I'm not saying that it is not happening more. It absolutely is. There are dangers involved. So I'm not, obviously I can't make the decision for you, but there are ways to do it that are safe. My biggest concern would be how the Trump administration would treat you. Okay, I would hope that there would be there wouldn't be an excuse to deport you of some sort. But God knows, it seems like on a daily basis he always comes up with an excuse for another reason to deport people. Regardless, I will say you would be safe generally if you came here, depending on where you are. It's the government that is kind of unpredictable. But if you want to, MP Klerner, you should join our community. I don't know if anyone in here is able to drop our Discord link. If you join our Discord or message me, we could talk more about this. Yeah, because I totally understand how you feel. So anyway, just let me know if you want to chat more about it. And my community can also probably help you out a bit. We have other folks from India in here. Now, none of them, I don't think any of them live in the U.S., but a lot of the folks that are in here from India have migrated out of India to other places. So anyway, so something to think about. Okay, so you can see here, folks, this is called a nativity scene. For those who are not Christian or have not grown up in this sort of household, it's supposed to show Jesus. Jesus basically in the cradle, surrounded by shepherds and things like that, sheep. My grandmother actually made these. She was a really good sculptor, and she made these images here of all the animals in the manger. Okay. All right, we're going back out now. Whew. All right, guys. So we'll go back out here. I'm sorry, I missed some of these.
All they missed was the adding of the flour.
Yes. Oh, you missed the adding of the flour. Okay, you can see here, guys. It looks pretty good.
I had a weakness, and my weakness is, as a kid and as an adult, the dough. Oh my God, it tastes wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'll demonstrate. Dough.
Yeah.
Finger. Mouth.
Yes. Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so it was oh, of course, yeah. What do I think about Saint Nicholas? What about Saint Nicholas? By the way, Saint Nicholas, Dad, if I'm correct about this, Saint Nicholas was actually Turkish, right?
Yep.
So yeah, which is kind of funny because Santa Claus is kind of based off Saint Nicholas to some extent.
Yep.
And Saint Nicholas was not a white guy. Let's just put it that way. Saint Nicholas was brown.
Yep.
Anyway, but of course, Santa always has to be portrayed as white. Anyway, so yeah, that's for sure. So okay, guys, the next stage here. So Saint Nicholas. Well, they would celebrate Saint Nicholas in Germany, Big Braden. Yeah. Okay.
Matter of fact, became a big thing in the Germanic-speaking countries.
Yeah.
And then it spread to other places. But the modern day Santa Claus is a take on St. Nicholas, a wild,
Right, yeah.
I don't know how to say this, a wild legend,
Yes.
myth. But when the Dutch settlers came over here, they settled along a river in New York, north of New York City, what will become New York City, and called it
New Amsterdam?
And it's called the Hudson River.
Oh, I see.
New York City was actually settled by the Dutch, and they called it New Amsterdam.
Yep.
And but anyway, until the British came and took it over. But they would celebrate St. Nicholas Day, which is December 6th, I believe. And upon asking them about
interesting. He was of Greek descent, but born in modern day Turkey. Interesting. Yeah, so he was Turkish, I guess, somewhat.
Yeah.
Probably was not white, but yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Okay. But anyway, what had happened is that the English heard the Dutch saying his name. Now, I don't remember exactly how the Dutch said it, but to the English ears, to the English hearing this Dutch, what they heard wasn't St. Nicholas. They heard Sant Nicholas.
Sant Nicholas.
St. Nicholas. And it came out, the English are going, oh, a Santa Claus? And that's where that comes from.
There you go. So that's where the phrase Santa Claus comes from. It was a mishearing of Sant Nicholas.
Yeah. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Hello, outer signal, okay? So yeah. So what are we doing now, Dad? We're putting the...
We're going to put it and chill it.
Okay.
Because this, matter of fact, this will become stiff enough to roll it out and do cookie cutters and then put it into the oven. Right now it isn't. As a matter of fact, if you see this, you look, oh, that looks stiff enough.
Ew. Yeah.
It is not.
Yes.
Because of all the butter.
So we need to
stiffen up.
There you go. We need to chill it. We need to chill it there.
That was an excuse for me to taste the dough again.
What do you mean? What did my dad just call you AMA? That's hilarious. Okay. Sir Bartholomew, good question. How did people become saints? Well, there are different, so my dad and I we might debate this. I don't know. As in, like, we might have different views on this, but.
Okay, I'll let me tell the process.
Okay, go ahead. What's the process for becoming a saint in cat? And I will tell you my dark, cynical atheist point of view, but go ahead, Dad.
And Roman Catholics aren't the only ones that have saints. I do want to.
Yeah, I know, but like the idea of being okay.
Basically,
MP cleaner. I got you. Give me a second here, guys. Give me a second. All right. So I'm gonna put the. I don't know. Can you click a link if I put it in the? If I put it in the chat here, I hope you can. Oop. Give me a second here, guys. If I can figure out how do I change the? I'm not sure how to do it. Could someone would someone mind just putting the Discord link in chat, please? Forgive me. I can't figure out how to do it on my own. Someone asked for it. And you know, if you're still here, well, here, you know what I'll do? You know what I'll do here? Is there a way to... Thank you. Okay, there you go. It just got posted by Big Brain. Continue, Dad. Sorry.
Okay. It's been years since I've had to teach any of this stuff, but generally speaking, the person who's made a saint or is proposed to be a saint must have been a good person. Okay. They could have started out as somebody
Thank you, Big
really
Brain.
bad.
So, folks, sorry, Dad, that link didn't work, folks, but Big Brain's going to get another one. Go ahead.
Okay. That is supposed, you could start out bad, but end up good. For instance, I want to say St. Francis of Assisi, I think, started off being bad. Was it St. Francis? The patron saint of wildlife and animals. And
oh, I got you, Amy. That's hilarious. Sorry, Dad. Go ahead.
So anyway, there've got to be 3 miracles done in that saint's name. It doesn't mean that saint did the miracles, because traditionally, unless you get permission from God, traditionally, you can't perform miracles. But the saint intercedes for you according to the story. Okay. And once again, I'm telling you this is more informational than, whether you want to believe it or not. It's up to you. Um, and then it has to be 3 solid proofs. Now, way back in the day, those solid proofs were very easy to come by.
Yeah.
Number 2, those proofs could also be could have been proven because there was some passing of money.
So corruption.
An example of one of, and because what it is that when you're in a town, if there was a saint associated with your town, people would make pilgrimages to that town, and they would spend money even back then. And so it brought money into the town. So everybody wanted their own saint. They were money makers.
They were like the boy bands of the time. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
And so, exactly. And so, today, the Vatican has actually gone through several times all the lists of the saints they have to figure out what's true, what isn't. And an example of one that they have now said this person never really exists. They were made up for that whole purpose way back then, St. Christopher.
Yeah.
If you ever heard of St. Christopher, he never existed.
Yeah.
Somebody swindled, somebody paid for that to get the, anyway. So anyway, you got to do that. There's got to be hard evidence. And especially today, if you claim it's a miracle, the church, because it made so many mistakes before in the past with this, actually hire scientists to figure out if this was a miracle and an explanation for it. Way back when, that never happened. That's why there's so few saints today that are modern day saints as opposed to then. And so that's what they do now. And there's actually a couple steps. One is...
right, Hiyori. We have a Scottish person in here, Dad, and the Scottish person says, shout out to all the saints apart from George. Sorry, that's my Scottish bias.
Yeah, I understand that one.
Yeah, go ahead. And then Hiyori says, same with St. George. I believe he didn't exist. I mean, did he just slay a dragon? I doubt that.
He slayed a dragon.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
So anyway, the first step is you don't become a saint immediately. You become a what's called being blessed.
I think so, Outer Signal. Yeah, go ahead.
So you're blessed. For instance, let's say St. Peter. If he was going to be made a saint these days, he would first be declared, if he passed some of those rules, blessed. And then the serious comes down where they really look into it and see if there's any issues or anything going on there. And so that's what they do. After blessed, then you can become a saint. Matter of fact, my son probably doesn't remember, and if he does, he probably doesn't want to say anything about it. But we actually have a family member that was declared blessed.
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't remember her name.
Couple 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And
can you imagine, folks, me being related to someone who's considered blessed? I mean, Jesus Christ.
She never became a saint once they found out about my son.
There you go.
There's the flaw. But anyway, and so chances are she'll never be declared a saint, and because what she's declared blessed for isn't as fantastic as some others are. She actually, it was a nun. She worked with children, especially children.
Yeah, Outer Signal, right? Okay, he's holy casual revolt family. Go ahead. Sorry.
So anyway, it's that's basically how it's done. Like I said, there's fewer and fewer saints being declared by the Catholic Church because of this. And the funny thing is too, the church is looking back at the old saints. When they find out they probably weren't, they'll remove them from their list of saints. They won't de-saint them because it looks like they probably didn't exist, or looks like they probably shouldn't become a saint. Or the church was bribed to make him a saint. They don't have solid proof, so they'll quietly remove them. So if you look into any books on saints, you won't find them.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, St. Christopher is one of those. So many people were upset. Oh, but you can't get rid of St. Christopher. I got a St. Christopher medal, blah, 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 blah. Well, the church didn't really de-saint him. They said, well, no, we didn't get rid of him as a saint. So yes, you can still do that if you believe. You know,
Thank you,
kind of
Skittish.
like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Yeah.
anyway, there you go.
Okay, there you go, folks. It's a process of having to prove certain amounts of miracles, and then you get blessed, and then you get canonized as a saint.
And I do want to say this. If by chance, when I pass away, die,
yes, that's what that word means.
If you want to nominate me for sainthood, guys,
oh God, here we go.
The first big proof is, and you've listened to my.
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
That right there
I know
would
what
fulfill
you're going to say.
all three issues.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah. Look at this. Look at him. Look at this pig eating this cookie dough. Look at that. Jeez.
Quiet pig.
Quiet piggy. So folks, one thing too about the saints, right? I'll give you I basically agree with what my dad said. I'm just saying, shockingly enough. But another point of this is that saints, there were lots of saints back in the Middle Ages where right after like the fall of the Roman Empire and stuff, like a lot of them started popping up around then because there were practically no functioning states, like no functioning governments. And if there were, they were very weak. There weren't like police forces going around. And kings and queens of the time would literally have to constantly travel around, their kingdoms in order to maintain stability. Because like if you can't sit any one place, you constantly have to show that you're there. And so saints became a way of doing social control. A lot of the peasantry and stuff at the time believed that saints were real forces out in the world, almost like gods that could impact their lives. And they could come after you if you like were sinning or disobeying the king. Like kids would be told stories about God, like you're going to see this saint, they're going to come after you if you don't obey and things like that.
Well, that saint wouldn't come after you, but somebody else. For instance, Saint Nicholas eventually developed somebody called Krampus.
Yes.
That would come after you.
Well, no, but at the time, Dad, there were like they would be used like to frighten children. Saints would be.
That's true.
But this was not anymore in a lot of things.
And two,
and also one world wants another thing too, Dad. Excuse me, but you have to understand too, folks. Before Christianity was in Europe, it was mainly a bunch of polytheistic people who believed in multiple gods, and so it was sort of also made it an easier pill to swallow. It made Christianity an easier pill to swallow if there was something similar to polytheism, like multiple gods. In this case, it was saints who are not gods, but it sort of allowed people to have a pantheon that was a more familiar way of viewing things.
Yeah, to replace the Thors.
Yes, the Thors and the Odins and the Freyas. Yeah,
and during the height of the Roman Empire, the literacy rate in Rome was somewhere around 90%.
Yes,
which is pretty amazing. With 25 years, within 25 years after the collapse of Rome, the literacy rate.
Shocking, right, Macy? Go ahead. Yep.
The literacy rate in Europe dropped from about 90% all the way back to maybe 10.
Yeah.
And so storytelling became important to keep culture alive, to teach moral lessons, to keep people in, as my son was saying, people in social control. These saints popped up like mad. There's a problem. Here's the saint. Look at their life. You got to be like that saint.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys. So we now put it in the fridge, Dad.
Yep.
So, guys, this is the end of the.
Cold enough, we can set it outside.
Yeah. So this is the end of the first stage, and then we can actually probably set it outside because it's so cold. And then tomorrow we will. I might do a stream tomorrow where I just show us pounding it out and then actually cutting out the cookies and then baking them.
I got to get my hammer ready for the pounding out of this dough.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
Thor it.
There you go. Yeah. Thor it to death. Okay. So that's what we're doing. We were going to put the cookies now in a cold place. So thank you all for listening to us. And as my dad was making this stuff, 1 second here. Multiple gods happen. Yep. I'm reading some of the comments here. I have seen The Great. It's super interesting. Hello, brass birds. He's licking everything. Contamination. I know. How dare he? I wanted to exactly outer signal. I can never pronounce this word outer signal, but syncretization, which is very common in lots of different religions. So guys, I am going to Pound it out. I know. I really got to be careful with the word "pound it out." Shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? I mean, Jesus Christ! You all are never gonna let me hear the end of it, right? You're never gonna let me hear the end of it. Dad, yesterday I did a stream where I was talking about Nazi art and like fascist art and like showing them how like homoerotic a lot of it was, like all these naked men like posing and crap. You know what I mean? That was difficult. Let's
No,
put it
I
that way.
don't know what you mean.
Oh,
Tell me.
okay, whatever. You know what I mean. Okay. It was so awkward. Okay, but anyway, so my dad just likes torturing me. So okay, he knows what I mean. Like all the Nazi art, like is all bunch of naked men with like swords and yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at that. Look at that BS. Okay, he knows. He's just trying to make me uncomfortable. Okay, so guys, thank you for everyone who donated. If you like the content you see here, you can become a member for as little as 99 cents a month. Go ahead, Dad.
And also, we'll be making other German Christmas cookies that my grandmother, my great grandmother, and my mom made.
Yeah.
This is just one type.
Yeah, they're Meowsword. Hello, Meowsword is complimenting your flannel, by the way, Dad. Yeah, very nice
Thank
flannel.
you.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm trying not to be a lumberjack.
There you go. All right, guys. So I am going to end this here. I actually might go on a little later, to be honest with you guys. Maybe like in an hour or so. But it will be very short because I'm going to be celebrating with my dad. But we'll see if I do. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned a little something while we were rambling on about everything. We talked about humans' adaptations to different environments. We also talked about the effect of food in history and things like that.
Saints.
Saints, right? We talked about saints. We talked about these cookies, Christmas, etc. I always do a little review. It's my inner teacher. I can't help it. Okay. All right.
And we actually could do one where it shows my son eating the cookies.
I could do that and painting the cookies and stuff and eating them.
Then you can see me denying him any more cookies.
There you go. And then me getting angry.
And then I haul off and I put him in his place.
There you go.
You'd all like to see that one.
Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah, there you go. You can try. Okay, anyway. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. Love you all very much. We will hopefully, maybe I'll come back on later, maybe not. We'll see, because it's his birthday, etc. All right. Okay, guys. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.